Okay, for today's video, we have a really fun lot of African theropods. These are all in the Carnegie collection. It's only two figures. I say all like it's a lot, but it's two figures. Both are in the Safari Ltd Carnegie collection line. Both are two that I've wanted to get for a while, especially one. One of these has like been one of my top ones I've wanted for a long time, and I'm so happy to finally have it. But they're both African theropods, so let's just get right into it. So here we have it. We have the Safari Ltd Carnegie Collection updated Spinosaurus and the Safari Ltd Carnegie Collection Deltadromeus. So these are two awesome figures. Um, let's see if I can remember how much I paid. I know I paid 45 plus shipping for the Spinosaurus, which was great. It was listed at like 60, but it like went through auction and then it sell. And then I messaged the seller if they could do like 45, and they said they could. So I got this one, which was great. The Carnegie Spinosaurus, the updated one, for that cheap in perfect condition, still with the plastic tray and the tag, is crazy. For even close to that price. Like I said, this figure I've seen sell for close to 100 in this condition. So to get it for 45 plus shipping was awesome. And then I asked if they could throw in the Deltadromeus. Originally, I was going to get this Spinosaurus plus the updated like 2014 T-Rex for like 80, but I ended up not getting the T-Rex, and by the time I decided I wanted to get it, it had sold. But I did end up getting the Deltadromeus as well, so I didn't have to pay shipping on the Deltadromeus. I think I paid around 10 for it, so I think it ended up being around 60 or 70 for the pair, but super awesome. Love both of these figures, and they're two such cool figures. I love this Deltadromeus because Deltadromeus I just don't have any figures of, and it's kind of an interesting theropod. Like even as big of a theropod person as I am, I don't know a ton about Deltadromeus. Its classification I think has been changed a few times, so I don't even know where it currently sits as far as classification. So it's just such a cool African theropod. And we know it was like one of those middle tier predators because it lived with Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus. But such a cool little theropod. And then we've got this awesome Carnegie Spinosaurus. This is the figure I wanted to get for so long. It's one of the my personal favorite Carnegie figures. I know this figure's kind of outdated now because now that we've got like the tail flukes and we just don't think Spinosaurus would look like this, but still. Nonetheless, I think this is a beautiful figure. It reminds me so much of the Planet Dinosaur documentary Spinosaurus, one of my favorite Spinosaurs ever on any documentary. So I'll show a picture of that Planet Dinosaur Spinosaurus right now. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I love this figure. And even if it wasn't for Planet Dinosaur, I just think that this is such a good looking Spinosaurus figure. I think it looks so good. One thing I will say, I think this one might end up having some standing issues just because its tail kind of sits kind of weird like this. Like it just seems like eventually it could get to the point where it might warp and start doing that. But I mean, it's standing fine for right now, but I definitely think it could get to the point where it starts to warp. But still, I can't express how happy I am to finally have these two figures, especially that Spinosaurus. Like I said, honestly, when I was trying to get that Albertosaurus for so long, this was probably right behind that Albertosaurus as far as figures I wanted to get. The only reason that Albertosaurus was higher on my list is just the fact that, I didn't have any Albertosaurus figures at the time. But, I have a bunch of Spinosaurus figures. Whenever I review this figure, I'll talk more about it and show off like the old Carnegie Spinosaurus. But just did want to show off this lot. I am going to review this figure really soon. I think it's such an awesome figure, even though, like I said, it is inaccurate now, but still. The colors, everything, I just think this is a great figure. And I thought it was awesome that I could get it with one of its formation friends. Probably not friends. Spinosaurus probably ate some Deltadromeus, and Deltadromeus probably ate some baby Spinosaurus. But, they both shared the same formation, so I thought this was a really cool lot. It's two Carnegie figures I really needed, so I was so happy to get both of them to add to my collection. And they're just two genuinely great figures. Like I said, this is one of my favorite. I think this might be my favorite interpretation of Spinosaurus as a figure yet. Even though I know it's not the most accurate, it's still just my personal favorite. And the Deltadromeus is just a really cool genus that I didn't have a figure of. So I think this was a great lot. Like I said, it did a bunch of things for my collection, got me one of my favorite Spinosaurs, helps me get two more figures for the goal of completing the Carnegie collection, and these are just two great standalone figures. But for all the things that I needed in my collection, just not having the genus, trying to complete the Carnegie collection and stuff, I think these were just two awesome figures to add to the collection. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm out. But yeah, hopefully you all can find some awesome lots like this on eBay. eBay has definitely treated me nicely. Even though I will say, honestly, all the stuff that's went wrong on eBay for me is either me just being upset that I didn't buy something and somebody else bought it before I did, or getting sniped in an auction. But overall, my experience with eBay has been amazing.